I'm gonna be talking about how to flip a Forex trading account. So what is up, everybody? It's your boy BG. I'm coming back at y'all with another video. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Now, before I actually get into this video, I just want to send out good energy and positive vibes to all you guys. I know we're in some crazy times in the world right now. So being that we're in these crazy times, I wanted to do something to hopefully give back to you guys. So basically, all you're gonna have to do is comment below what made you start trading, as well as your Instagram username. Now, once you comment this below, I'll be picking a winner 1 week from today, which will be next Monday, and I'll be sending cash to you through PayPal. But yeah, back to the video. So today what I'm gonna be talking about is how to flip a Forex account. Flipping Forex accounts is something that I did a lot throughout my first couple years of trading. So without further ado, guys, I'll see y'all on the chart. So we're gonna go ahead and take it there, and I'm gonna walk you guys through how to flip an account the most efficient way. Let's get it. Alright guys, so I have 3 currency pairs thrown up on the computer right now. I have GBPNZD as well as GBPJPY and GBPUSD. So I have a trade set up that I'm going to walk you guys through on each one of these pairs, and I'm going to be fully breaking down how you could be trading these setups if you did have a small account, and you can keep your losses very small with your wins potentially very large, because that is the full concept of flipping an account. You just want to, trading is a game of probabilities. You want to weigh your risk, look at your potential reward for what you have on the line, and understand your probability. So if we look right here on these opportunities, this is pretty much the blueprint that I have laid out for you guys of how you can flip a small account, because this is what I used in the past when I first flipped accounts throughout my first couple of years of trading. So if we look right here, we have big lots with tight stops, small risk with big rewards, and momentum. So that is what we are looking to catch. When it comes to me flipping an account, I usually won't be looking to stay in trades for too long. I don't really want to sit and consolidate markets. I usually want to enter my trade setups and catch the best move I possibly can and exit the markets right after. So I'm going to kind of put this blueprint into action here throughout these trade setups, and I'm walking you guys through. And we're going to start off with GBPNZD, and we're going to work our way up to the 4-hour time frame. So obviously on a 4-hour time frame, we're looking right here, and you can see that we had this double bottom / W formation occur around this 1.900 psychological area. So for the most part, the clue that's giving me here, because remember, candlesticks tell you stories, okay? The rejection, the wicks, it's all telling you what price is potentially doing. So what this is telling me, having this double bottom / W formation, that is a potential reversal pattern. So I'm gonna go ahead and write reason number 1, and this is gonna be the first reason that I could be potentially looking to buy this pair, because remember, referring back to what I wrote here, momentum, okay? I want to understand where the market is going, and I want to find the best possible spot that I can enter, so I can enter with very low drawdown, and get very low drawdown, and get in with a big lot size, so I can sustain small movements before that momentum in my direction. So if you look right here, that'll be reason 1. So once we did see that W pattern, we noticed that these structural levels / zones were broken, and you can also take a look right here and see that there was a crossover of the 20 going over the 50 EMA. So this could be a reason number 2. For those of you guys who don't understand what an EMA crossover is, it's basically a shift in momentum of the markets. You can see that for the most part, being price was pushing down around this area. You can see that these EMAs were moving down. Until we see that price is strong enough, we begin to see that price has crossed over with that 20 EMA, which is going to be blue for us. And once we did see that 20 EMA be crossed, we do see a pullback to it, and we can see that there was 80+ pips of rejection off of that, which for the most part shows me that we do have a lot of momentum and volume pushing price to the upside. So at this point, I wouldn't be looking to sell just because price is around its resistance. So that's the thing. You don't just want to look at support resistance, but you more want to understand of, do I actually want to sell this on resistance, or do I potentially want to see what the market does around it? So right here, we can see that for the most part, price showed major rejection off of here, and I really wouldn't be looking to sell, especially if we go ahead and you take a close look. You can see that price and these wicks were kind of in an ascending motion here. So we can come down to the 30-minute time frame, and basically You could try to build a little more confluence on the lower time frame. We do have that double bottom. We do have the EMA crossovers. If you did want to gain more confirmation on this trade, you can see that around this level here, price did wick off of the 200 EMA, which is another value zone when price is trending. And then if you do look right here, you can see that price did spike and make a new high. So potentially we could be seeing something like this happen in the markets, and you can see another extension to the upside, breaking this previous level, hopefully. So that is probably the way I would be looking to enter this market. I would then take my Fibonacci, bring it from the bottom to the top. You can see that price failed to break this level here. You could draw this level out, and you can see that price failed to break it, which is showing us for the most part that we still do have some buyer control in these markets. So at this point, you can draw your level here, and you could have potentially been looking to enter around this 0.5 zone. Now, the thing about your stop losses, okay, is if you're looking to flip an account, something I would recommend just from personal experience is don't put your stops below previous highs, okay? If you're looking to get in with the momentum, go ahead and have a very tight stop somewhere around your Fibonacci zone. So somewhere around that 786 level would probably be where my stop loss is, right below this low. And keep in mind, this is a very aggressive method of trading, okay? If you're flipping an account, it's a very aggressive approach, so you want your trading to be in alignment with it. So right here you can see that we have a very small risk compared to a very large reward. That's around 26 pips for a potential 121 pip gain. And in terms of my target areas, my first target will be these previous highs. My second target will be the 272, and my third target would be the 618 level. Very low risk in each trade, okay, in this trade right here. So basically the reason I say have stop losses tight right here is because when you think about it, okay, when you're looking at your Fibonacci areas, okay, you have your 0.5, 618, 786, and 886. These are going to be your pullback entries. So the more that I see price break this level here, at that point my trade is already slowly becoming invalidated. So I wouldn't even, want to have a stop loss this wide, because at that point, if price is already breaking through these levels, this is just an extra, this is extra breathing room for a trade. When in reality, if price is pushing past this, then at that point it broke this level, we'll probably just see something like that happen. So I would want to have a very tight stop on this trade setup. Now remember, this is only approach I would take if I was looking to flip an account. If I was looking to grow my account over the long term, I would go with a more conservative stop, being that my approach itself is more conservative. So I'd probably put my stop loss somewhere around these lower lows, somewhere around these previous lows. And this will be a mental stop, okay? When I flip accounts, I do not use manual stop losses, because you have broker fees, spreads, liquidity grabs, and a lot of times these spreads get very high, especially on pairs like GBPNZD, GBPJPY. So I use mental stops, okay? If I was to see price close or see a candlestick close below this area, that is when I would actually exit my trade, because a lot of times you may see a wick. You might see price wick out and then push back in your direction. So we'll go ahead and see how this opportunity actually plays out. So you can see that, boom, we were just entered in. And for the most part, you want to pay attention to your candlestick. So if you look right here, we did get a little bit of rejection. We've seen price attempt to push to the downside, but so far we do have a very bullish candle. And you can see that new highs will be made. So once you do see the new highs being made, you always want to kind of get a standpoint of, okay, do I want to stay in this trade or do I want to exit it early? Okay, in this case, being you're trying to flip an account, if you can get in with very low drawdown, then you want to hold on to this trade for as long as you can. Okay, the reason being is because if you have a very big lot size and it's like 25 pips, you might have $250 on the line on a $1,000 account for a potential 1,000 plus gain, especially on a trade like this, being this is a 1 to 4, maybe even more than that if you do hold this over the long term. So you can go ahead and press this, and you can see that our first target was hit, which was previous highs. We also had our second target, which was hit right here, and then our third target, which was hit at the 618. So this was a 1 to 4 setup. If you were using very high risk on this trade setup, that would have been okay, because you had very high risk for a very large potential reward. Now, me personally, I do not flip accounts anymore, but you can kind of see where this plays out in your advantage. Maybe not over the long term, but if you are looking to flip some money that you can afford to lose, remember that you always want to be okay with losing this, okay? Especially if you're risking high amounts. Don't be afraid to lose. Cut those losses quick, okay? We're looking to catch the most momentum possible, especially in a case like this. So if price does break and start consolidating, cut the loss, man. Get out the trade. Don't try and chase a winner, especially if the market isn't doing what you want it to do. Okay, that's one of the biggest tips I can give to you guys. But you can see that for the most part, man, we had major ejection, and then we can see that that trend pretty much continued to the upside, and we can even let it go even more. And still new highs being made in the markets. Very strong bullish movement here, and you can possibly, if you really wanted to, you could have risked around 25 pips, which, give or take, that the amount of money you had on the line would vary from person to person. But right here, you could say that you would have risked $250 for a potential $2,000 to $3,000 return, and you could have flipped an account just off of this one trade setup. So flipping an account isn't necessarily you going aggressive and entering every trade you see, but more of waiting for the right trade to present itself, and then enter it with an aggressive stop with a very nice risk to reward ratio. And even if you don't win all of them, first off, don't expect to win all of them. You're gonna have losses, but you're simply weighing out your probabilities, and you're gaining confluence on these trade setups to allow them to play in your favor over the long term. So if you win a trade like this, then you could see that you're covered. You could have lost 4 or 5 trades in a row. If you would have found one trade like this, your whole account could have bounced back. So that's one thing about flipping accounts. You could be very aggressive with it and have very large rewards, just like this entire move here, with a very small amount of risk on the line, which is only 25 pips for a potential nearly 300 pips. And we can see if this continues to the upside. If it does, that'd be nice. Boom, new highs being made. And this is a home run trade right here. Not every trade is going to be a home run trade. Some trades you're going to enter, and instead of price reacting to your levels, it will simply stop you out, okay? And you can't let that emotionally get the best of you. The reason I don't recommend flipping the accounts, especially for new traders, is because a lot of times those losses can affect you. But if you fully have the approach and you understand what risk is on the line, then you could use that risk to your advantage, okay? Volatility brings opportunity if you let it. Right here, you can see this was a very nice trade setup. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, and I'm going to walk you guys through GBPJPY on the 30-minute time frame. So right here, we did have a potential buy opportunity on GJ. You can bring your fibs up from this low all the way up to this high, and then you could draw out this potential fib entry zone, and you could have went long somewhere around here. So let's say you did go long. You could have went long in the middle. Stop loss, you could have been very aggressive with it, and you could have left it a little bit below the 786. And then once again, targets, you want to hold on to these winning trades as long as you could, okay? Especially if you have like a $5 lot risking 17 pips for a few $100, then if you can get the market to move in your direction, all you have to do is bring those stops to break even, and pay attention to what price does around these previous highs. So if you mark this level off and you see that price breaks back below here, that can be showing us that sellers are gaining control, and you can close and secure your profits. So another tip about flipping an account and exponentially growing an account is cut your losses when you need it to happen, okay? Manage your positions and understand these levels of structure and what potentially could be happening when they break. So if we were to see like a break of that structure, then you can see that could have been a potential opportunity just to secure your profits, take your winning trade, and move on to the next one. So yeah, like I said, if you'd enter right here, you could have very tight stop. Like I said, I'd have probably went with a mental stop. I don't want to get stopped out just because spreads are high, floating fees and stuff like that. And then first target could have been something like right here. Second target could have been right here, and you can manage your position based off how it reacts to these key levels, and we can see if that final take profit is hit. And Boom. Okay, so every target was hit. Right here we have a 1 to 6 risk to reward. So that's one of the main things I can say about flipping an account is try to go for the best risk to reward possible, but make sure that risk is calculated. Okay, don't just enter because it looks like it have a good potential reward. Make sure you're entering at the right time and you understand when the market could be moving in your direction. Okay, so right here we have a 1 to 6. If you would have had like $100 on the line, you could have potentially made like $635 back off of it. Remember, these are home run trades I'm showing you guys. Okay, you're gonna have opportunities where you enter, like right here, you go a little bit into profits and then you're back, you know, at break even. Okay, trade management is crucial. You never want this to become a losing trade. You always want to have your stops break even after you do get some profits secured. Okay, so yeah, this was another winning trade. We could go up to the 4-hour time frame and you can draw this level out here, and you can see that there was a little bit of confluence. This was a pretty simple setup here. We can actually get this Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we were pretty much looking at another 5th wave to the upside on GJ, and this was on a 4-hour time frame, and now we have price kind of chilling around this level here. So we did get a break, so maybe at this point we'll even see another extension up to this level here. So now we're going to be looking at GBPUSD. Another trade opportunity when it comes to flipping an account. Basically, if you did want to go long, you can, let me go ahead and press bar replay, bring this back here, and then come up to the 4-hour time frame. You can see that for the most part, man, we did get a break of this zone here. We also had EMA crossovers right below this area, a lot of rejection, and then a breakout to the upside. So at that point, you pretty much have confirmation that there's a lot of momentum moving to the upside. So now you want to pinpoint an opportunity of when you could get in this with very low drawdown so you can use a big lot. Okay, now remember, just because you're using a big lot doesn't necessarily mean risk your whole account. Okay, you're still going to want to take calculated risks, but you want to look for a potential large gain based off of your risk. Okay, if that makes any sense. So around this area, we do see rejection off that 200 EMA, 50 and 20 EMA crossover. You can probably bring your fibs down from this low up to here, and if this is our Fibonacci high, we can get a pullback to this level here, and we can go ahead and let this trade play out. Okay, there we go, and we can be going long somewhere around here. And remember, this isn't going to be a conservative approach. If I am trying to flip an account, I'll probably have an extremely aggressive stop. And then we can look at our potential targets. Our first target will probably be the 236, or we can even go with a 1-to-1 on the first target, which will probably be this area. And then our second target would be the 236, and we'll probably have like 4 or 5 potential targets on this trade. Then the third target will be the 0 level. Third target will probably be the 0 level, and then the fourth target will probably be that 272, and then fifth and final targets will be that 618 zone. So now we can see what happens with this trade setup. Now remember, this is a very aggressive entry, so it's possible that we could get stopped out, but remember, it's okay. You got to be okay with losses. You got to familiarize yourself with them. Understand this is part of the game. If you do lose, that's fine. Look for the next trade, manage your risk to reward, and look to make it back on the next one. You know, never revenge trade, but just take that calculated risk. So if we go ahead and press play, see what happens here. Okay, first target was hit at a 1-to-1. Second target was hit for 49 pips. Third target was hit for 80 pips, and we are on our way to get the fourth target hit as well. Okay, fourth target was just hit, and we can see if the fifth target is going to be hit as well. Very close, very close. And this was a 1-to-7 trade opportunity, and that was very, very close, man. You could pretty much say that almost all targets were hit. That would have been a 1-to-7. Very nice trade setup. Like I said, if you were risking $100, you could have potentially made $730 back on this. So you need to be okay losing 3 to 4 trades in a row, and understand that all you have to do is win one trade with a calculated risk, catching the best momentum possible, and you can make that back. Okay, and it's all about executing this consistently. When it comes to flipping an account, you know, it's a little bit different of approach than growing an account, you know, over the long term, because your stop loss may be hit a little bit more. Okay, your stop loss is going to get hit more often, but you're going to have them very tight, so your rewards are going to be potentially larger on average. So overall, guys, these were 3 trade setups. We had GBPNZD as well as GJ and also GBPUSD. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Overall concept of flipping an account is just looking for the real nice entries, very nice rewards in return, and weighing out your probabilities and holding on to those winners as long as possible. Because remember, when we're trading the markets, we can't really buy $100 worth of stock for GBP. You know, it doesn't really work like that. It's more like exposing yourself to a certain lot size and you making money off the fluctuation. So if you can get in at the right time, you can make money off of those fluctuations of a very long-term move if you know when to get in at the right time with the momentum. So it definitely takes practice. It's definitely going to take a little bit of getting used to. You might take a few losses, you know, extremely tight stop losses, but your rewards are very large as well if you know how to manage your trades. So overall, some tips, man: cut losses quick, learn to take losses, don't let them affect you, build as much influence on your trade as possible. And remember that even though you are flipping an account, still keep the long-term mindset of, okay, I just lost a trade. That's okay. I'm going to keep my loss very small. My next trade is going to be a large reward. You know, always got to have that mindset regardless. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please leave a like if you did enjoy. That lets me know that you guys do enjoy the content. Let's see if we can hit 100 likes on this video. If you guys are still watching, go ahead and drop a comment. If we can't hit 100 likes, I'll go ahead and do an account flip challenge, and I'll go ahead and deposit $1,000 into a live account, and I'll see what I could do with it. Just for fun, I'll probably be taking the same approach that I just taught you guys in this video. But like I said, man, this approach isn't for those who have such an attachment to their trading account, because this is a high risk, extremely aggressive approach. But it's very powerful. You know, I can't lie, speaking from personal experience, if you understand this method and you utilize it the right way, it's very powerful. And this is the way to make quick money trading. Okay, so and as you guys know, you know, those who watch my channel, you know that I never really preach that trading is quick money. But I get the question so much of, you know, how do you flip an account, that I had to make a video, at least explain a little bit of it, so I can give you guys the right approach rather than you guys just going in and risking a crazy amount. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's me, your boy BGFX. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Catch y'all later. Peace.